This AI-driven content workflow I've been using has honestly changed the game for our entire brand. It automated roughly half of the tasks my team used to handle manually, which was a massive relief. Even more importantly, it seamlessly folded a dozen different dashboards into a single Airtable base. The consolidation alone doubled our output speed significantly. It also dramatically slashed the number of small, costly mistakes we used to make daily. If you create any kind of content, newsletters, podcasts, YouTube videos, or reels, this approach will save you time and headache. And yes, I'll share how Vizard fits into this because it makes the final repurposing part completely effortless. A few months ago, I realized we were paying for roughly 10 different SaaS tools doing overlapping jobs. Each one would charge $50 to $100 a month, solving just one specific small problem. After a couple of days of noodling with no-code tools and automations, I could rebuild those capabilities myself. I stitched them together and customized everything exactly to the way my team actually works. This meant lower recurring costs, fewer brittle handoffs between systems, and a better overall process. Historically, only big companies with dedicated dev teams could build these internal workflows. But now, with no-code platforms, AI, and automation services, small teams can architect their own internal software. The outcome was incredible. We started producing content 2, 3, sometimes 5 times faster than before. For me personally, this meant going from a full 5-day work week to focusing heavily in just one dedicated day. 2 virtual assistants can now pick up tasks that used to require 7 people a year prior. I think of this entire process in terms of a content creation hierarchy. Your highest value time should always be spent on long-form content, the unique thinking that drives purchases. Crucially, that long-form content becomes the raw material that feeds the rest of the entire automated system. Record one strong podcast episode or thoughtful YouTube video, and the system can turn that into hundreds of bite-sized clips. That's where Vizard becomes a totally natural fit because it automatically finds the most viral moments in long videos. It turns those moments into ready-to-post clips that are perfectly formatted for social platforms. So here's the mental model. You spend a few hours creating your best long-form piece at your peak capacity. You feed that high-quality content directly into your custom-built system. Then a combination of automation, lightweight human review, and tools like Vizard produce all the short clips and captions. If you are paying someone to edit and clip, they still review the AI first outputs for quality control and brand polish. They are working from a near-finished product, not starting from scratch every single time. So why bother building your own pipeline when there are tons of SaaS products that do parts of this job? Reason 1, using dozens of single-purpose tools gets messy fast with disconnected dashboards. Reason 2 is that many SaaS tools are simply inflexible or too expensive relative to your specific needs. If you want truly customized prompts, nuanced brand voice, or a single consolidated calendar, a bespoke workflow is happier. For instance, in my pet care brand, consolidating everything saved us months in coordination time. We cut our virtual assistant count from 7 down to just 2 while maintaining or increasing output. That's the real promise here, radical efficiency and significantly more life outside of work. Now let's quickly tour the core pieces so you can picture how to build something similar for yourself. I organized everything inside Airtable because it's flexible enough to act as both a database and a lightweight CMS. The main sections I utilize are brand assets, the idea improver, production tabs, social templates, and the final social posts table. Brand assets are the absolute foundation that every single workflow references. This single table holds brand voice rules, banned phrases, email defaults, and the target writing grade level. The reason is simple. Every AI prompt you send includes these exact, consistent brand instructions. When managing multiple clients or brands, this single source of truth lets you switch voice layers instantly. I put in short, prescriptive guidelines like being professional but casual and using punchy, contraction-friendly sentences. We also explicitly list excluded phrases that the AI tends to overuse, like cliches that don't match our brand. For our pet brand, for example, the phrase furry friend is now a hard no, preventing off-brand messaging. Next up is the idea improver, which takes a raw concept and makes it actionable. You drop a raw idea in, choose the target like YouTube or a blog, and the system spits out concrete outlines. This is a remarkably fast way to go from a simple bullet point to a fully usable script or show plan. Then comes the long-form production tab, which handles all the essential metadata for long videos. For YouTube, for example, you paste the transcript and the pipeline automatically generates titles and descriptions. It also creates accurate timestamps and even drafts a complete blog post based purely on the spoken words. The transcript really is the canonical source of truth for all derived outputs like chapters and social clips. The more accurate the timestamp data it contains, the better the derived clips and chapters will be. Here is where Vizard plugs in so neatly. Once the transcript is logged, you use it to auto-edit that long video. It converts your long recording into short, viral-ready clips that are optimized for high engagement. Vizard's clip-finding algorithm actively looks for those high engagement segments like punchlines and aha moments. It then outputs those videos ready to post, significantly cutting down on manual review time. Then its auto-schedule feature lets you define your posting frequency, and Vizard lines everything up for you. Finally, that single content calendar becomes the place where you tweak timing or change captions without juggling dashboards. The real glue holding this all together is the automation layer, which is powered by Make.com. I import JSON blueprints for each scenario, create webhooks, and map the specific Airtable fields into Make. The typical flow begins when a user fills an Airtable form with new idea or video metadata. That form submission triggers a webhook, which immediately activates the corresponding Make scenario. Make then calls your chosen AI provider, like OpenAI or Anthropic, for the written outputs. Simultaneously, it calls Vizard or another clip creation step to handle the short-form video assets. Once the outputs are ready, Make writes the results back into the correct Airtable fields and updates the status flags. Status flags like AI writing or AI complete are incredibly helpful for team visibility. They stop people from accidentally clicking the same button 10 times or duplicating work, ensuring order. Regarding models, different language models have very distinct strengths for different types of tasks. I currently use GPT-style models for longer, more structured outputs like descriptions or outlines. But I prefer using Claude for more creative tasks such as newsletter drafts and social media copy generation. The beauty of this modular setup is that you can easily add a brand new AI provider later without rebuilding everything. You just map a new AI module into Make and extend the routing logic to include it. Social templates are a hidden productivity multiplier that saves immense time every day. Instead of asking AI to invent a format every time, I built dozens of template prompts inspired by high-performing creators. Think of templates like the 3 secrets format, the What I Wish I Knew hook, or the 3 steps to X breakdown. These templates are parameterized, meaning you just input the topic, pain point, and a call to action. The system then iterates over each template for one piece of long-form content to generate dozens of unique caption options fast. Those outputs flow directly into the All Social Posts table where a human can quickly approve, tweak, or schedule them. Now here are a few operational tips from my own experience building and running this pipeline. First, keep your brand prompts short, simple, and extremely explicit for the best AI results. The clearer those initial brand instructions are, the less human editing you will be required to perform later on. Always use single-source transcripts with accurate timestamps for the best possible clip and chapter outputs. Set reasonable token limits for your AI outputs to avoid unnecessarily long or truncated responses. If a prompt frequently truncates, simply bump those token limits up a notch to give the AI enough space. I find that around 1024 tokens gives enough room for a solid 500 to 700 word written output in many cases. Build clear status fields in Airtable like To Do, AI Writing, AI Complete, and Ready for Publish. When importing those Make blueprints, remember to carefully remap the Airtable modules to your specific base. The first time, Make will try to pick up my original base, so you must point it to your unique environment. Now, for the real practical value of Vizard within this entire integrated system, it's not just another simple clipper. Compared to clip-only SaaS that charges monthly for basic cuts, Vizard's auto-editing finds scalability moments automatically. Compared to hiring an editor or juggling several tools, Vizard massively reduces the manual review time needed. It helps teams scale short-form output without having to multiply their headcount just to keep up. The auto-schedule and calendar features mean you go from raw recording to a month of posts with minimal manual scheduling effort. That said, no single tool is truly perfect and has zero drawbacks. Many standard clip tools miss important context or charge extra for essential features you thought were included. Other AI writing tools often throw out generic copy that sounds like every other brand online. They fail because they don't respect your specific brand voice nuances, which is a deal breaker for many. The advantage of building your pipeline in Airtable and Make is getting the best of both worlds. You get custom brand prompts that enforce quality, plus the automation to stitch everything together seamlessly. And Vizard does the heavy lifting on the side of automated high-quality short-form clip creation. If you decide to build this yourself, expect to spend a day or two initially setting up the base tables. Wiring up the first couple of Make scenarios is repetitive but quite straightforward once you see the pattern. The process involves importing the scenario, creating webhooks, connecting your API keys, and thorough testing. Once those essential templates are firmly in place, the marginal time to produce each new content piece drops dramatically. I want to be clear, this entire system is meant to augment human creativity, not completely replace it. You still absolutely need to produce that great, unique long-form content that drives the whole process forward. The AI and tools are there to accelerate the distribution and efficient repurposing of that core asset. The payback is extremely real. You get more content, less friction in your process, fewer tools to manage, and more time. If you are tired of hopping between countless dashboards, this integrated workflow will get you to a single operating hub. Combined with a dedicated clip tool like Vizard, you achieve true content engine automation. If you want a detailed step-by-step checklist to reproduce this exact pipeline, I can sketch that out for you now. I can cover the required Airtable schema, the make scenarios to import, the AI prompt templates, and Vizard integration points. But remember, the big idea is simple. Create your best long-form piece, feed it to the system, and let automation handle the rest. This frees you up to do what only you can do. Create the original high-value content that drives real attention and conversions.